Watcher, another beautiful day in Hertfordshire. It's about 6 o'clock now. Temperature's gone down to about 25 degrees Celsius, about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. It was a little bit too hot earlier to get in the workshop, plus I had things to do. I've got a spanner in there, adjustable spanner, that I'm going to try and blue. I've never done bluing, so we're going to see how we get on. First time, let's hope it works out alright. Okay, this is the spanner. I'm going to be darkening with the bluing solution. It's a little bit stiff in there. I'm going to put some 3-in-1 on there, but I don't want to do that before I do the bluing, otherwise it probably won't take too well. It won't adhere to the metal. There's still a little bit of rusting and some stuff I need to get off there, so I'm going to hit that with a drill with a wire wheel attachment in a minute. I'll show you that. With regards to how I got the rust off the rest of it, initially I had it with this, the Evaporust. That's got the vast majority of it off because it was in real bad condition. Then I bought myself a Birchwood Casey bluing kit. So that's the instruction manual. It comes with some Swalba applicators. I bought some more, so I've got a whole pack of those in there. It's got the Perma Blue, it's got the blue and rust remover, cleaner, degreaser. Comes with some take-along gun cloths for if you're using this. Whoops, there it is. Take-along gun cloths if you're using this for rust protection or bluing up your guns in the field. A little sponge. It's got some wet and dry 400 grit paper there. Very fine wire wool, and it's got a just a microfiber cloth for making sure you don't leave any lint on the surface, etc. It did come in a proper great big box, but obviously in a small workshop, got to try and keep stuff as compact as possible, so I took all that out, and all this sort of stuff just fits in there. Right, so let's get the rust off of this wrench, as they say in America, or adjustable spanner as we say in the UK. Okay, I've got a brand new wire wheel attachment, never used this one yet, so we'll fit this into the drill. So we get on. As always, when you are doing any sort of work with a wire wheel, always put your safety goggles on, because those shards of metal can fly up everywhere, and the last thing you want is one of these bad boys sticking in your eyeball. Oh, imagine how bad that would be. Let's give this a go. I've actually bought a vise. I've got a second-hand vise, but I've not set it up yet, so I'm doing this the hard way. I'm holding it by hand. Actually, I'm not going to hold this by hand. I'm going to cramp it. I'm going to cramp this down. See if that holds it a bit better. I'm not after getting this totally perfect. I just want to have a good base to start the bluing process off. Just want to. It's going to be blued anyway, so I'm not worried about this being 100% on the. Actually, let's try a different attachment. I'm not worried about it being 100% on the. Looking good with a polished look. Let's try this one. Ah, that's better. So this type of attachment is a lot better. Obviously you bluing experts out there might be looking at this shaking your head, but you know, I'm a beginner in the bluing world. Right, that's got the stuff out of the middle down here that my wheel wouldn't get to, so we'll give this a quick hit on the actual bench grinder with the wheel attachment and just clean the rest of this stuff up. That's looking a lot better. We've got a little bit here that might need, oh sorry, put that there. A little bit there where it's, someone's just pushed the edge of the jaw over a little bit, don't know how. I'm just going to hit that with a file, just take that down a little bit so it's nice and smooth. Right, so I've just clamped this down a little bit. We're going to hit this so we can get rid of some of these bits that are standing up. I'm only using a small file, don't want to use a bastard file or anything like that. It'll be too abrasive for this. I'm using a fairly abrasive file here just to get it smoothed off, but nothing as big as a bastard file or anything like that. Yeah, we've got a little bird just on the edge of that, so what I'll do is rather than affect the jaws of the spanner, I'll just hit this with a little diamond tipped file just to take that burr off. Yeah, that's perfect. So now a little bit that was just sticking up in the air is gone. And we've got a nice flat file. Right, time to read the instructions for this bluing process. Okay, according to the instructions, what we've got to do now is clean it all off with cleaner, degreaser or denatured alcohol. With denatured alcohol in the US is what in England and the UK we call methylated spirits. So being as I'm in the UK, this is what I'll be using. I'll clean it all off in methylated spirits, hence why I'm wearing the gloves. I'm a building surveyor by trade. I've always got packs of these sort of uni gloves, nitrile gloves, powder free ones in the back of my car for when I'm lifting up drain covers, looking at drains, etc. The last thing you want is any of that crap on your hands, literally crap. Okay, so we're going to be washing it off with meths, then we're going to clean it off, then we're going to use the Swalbers, put it on for 1 minute, clean it off, let it dry, clean it up, put it on again. We're going to repeat the process until we got the desired effect. So let's go. Right, this is where the included sponge comes in. We soak this with denatured alcohol, meths, whatever you want to call it. This is how we get all the grease off of the product. Oh, look at that on my hands, soaking wet. Wow, can't believe tramps drink this stuff. It stinks, absolutely stinks. It's a nice smell, but a very powerful smell. Okay, now we will rest that there to dry for a sec. Have another quick look at the instructions. Rinse with cold water. Okay. So we've got, put that in my bowl of cold water there, give that a little rinse. A cloth here, it's not lint free, but it is a towel. We can start it off with this. There we go, remove the meths. We can start it off with this. And then it's fairly dry. Hit it with the lint-free cloth. Okay, taking care not to get our hands on it, otherwise we'll just put more grease back on it. Okay. Let's move Best Dad. Put the top back on the meths. Move that over a touch. And we go to Burma Blue. So what this is all about. Okay. Damn, okay. Okay, so we are there. Get one of these Swalbers. I must say that's a new word to me. I've never heard of the word Swalber before. You live and learn. You live and learn. Stick that in there. Hold on while I do that. Let's put a glove back on, because I'm going to have to be touching this. I don't want to put grease on my hands over it. Okay, see what it does. Wow, that hits hard, doesn't it? That works straight away. Wow, this is, I mean, wow, look at that. That worked straight away. I'm assuming the way you touch it, you're going to take little bits of it away, which is why you put multiple applications on there. But wow, I'm impressed how quickly that worked. Very, very impressed. That was instantaneous. Well, don't know how long it's going to stay on there for, whether it wears off with work, you know, using these tools, but in terms of how quickly it blues, I'm very impressed. Okay, now we do, oh, don't forget the hole. We leave this to work for about 60 seconds. I will balance this on that spanner, which I'm going to be working on shortly. Move it into shot. Okay, it's been working for about a minute. Let's put it in the water. Get the perma blue off. I was using this with the applicator with no hands, but I've just read the instructions a little bit more thoroughly, and it's highly corrosive, so it's not going to hurt to put a second pair of gloves on, is it? Okay, let's get that out of there. Give that a wipe down without just a towel, and I'm assuming this is going to take off not just the water that's on the top, but any stuff that hasn't adhered properly. Leave that there. What I am going to do, rather than just do this straight away, because there's some pockets there, just moving bits and pieces around. I'm going to use the heat gun to speed up the process, because I don't want to wait 10 minutes, 20 minutes for this to dry so I can put the next coat on, because there's going to be areas like in here that, you know, aren't dry. So if I put the heat gun, I can speed this process up a little bit, get everything dry, get the next coat on quicker. And also, whilst doing my research on gun bluing, found out that if you heat up the products to a certain temperature, they hold the bluing better than if you don't. Obviously it was a lot higher temperature than what I'm doing here. However, it can't hurt. Yeah. I'm guessing just in that little nut, whatever you want to call it, in there. Just get the water out of there. Allow us to do this a little bit quicker. I'll leave that for a few minutes now. Now just give it a helping hand and we'll come back to this in a little while. Okay, spanner's still a little bit warm, which is what we wanted. We wanted to try it with a slightly higher temperature so we can put the second coat on there. Let's do both sides first. Make sure to get those nooks and crannies. Nooks and crannies, is that a word you have in America? Do you have that expression in America, nooks and crannies? Put a comment down below if you have that expression or you've never heard of it. Anyone who's not from England, actually, Australia, France, Germany, anywhere in the world, do you have the expression nooks and crannies? Put that down in the comments. Okay, this one went on a lot easier. First one soaked it up a lot more than the second application. In actual fact, it's quite a lot of it is on the surface. So now I'm wondering whether or not this is what is meant normally happens, or whether or not put it onto the heat stops it absorbing it so much. Who knows? But we'll leave that there. And we'll allow this one to dry naturally for 10 minutes or so, quarter of an hour or so, after it's been given the soak. About another 30 seconds for that to work. Nooks and crannies. And if you don't know what it means, look it up. Yeah, you can see here, there's a little bit of discoloration there. Maybe that's just where it's dried already. Maybe these are dry spots, I don't know. But it looks a bit patchy, doesn't it? Right, let's add a minute. Let's put it into the water. Get the Permablue off of the wrench, the adjustable spanner, and we'll give that another dry. And we'll see whether or not we need a third coat. So we can judge that together, can't we? We can judge that together. Is it patchy? Is it not? Well, is that just water? Who knows? I'll let this dry naturally for a quarter of an hour or so, and we'll come back. We'll have a look at it. We can see if there's any streaks on it, can't we? Let's come back for that. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. We'll come back. It's looking good. There's a couple of areas, very, very small areas here where it's looking different, but not really. There's a little bit there, but the bits are looking a bit strange. These sections here, there and there, it's not rust, but it looks like almost like a little bit greyer or whiter than the rest. So I think I'm going to try one more application, and then we'll take it from there. Let's do one more. I mean, it says you can do sort of up to 5, 6, 7 applications if you want, but that's the bit there, right there. It's struggling to maintain the bluing. Yeah. So there we go. Maybe this will be the last one. Maybe it won't. I'm pretty sure of one thing though. I'm not rubbing it off in that corner. My hand's not really touching it in that section there. I've moved the nut, so I've extended it up a little bit so I get all the way in there on this one. It's dripping off, so there's plenty on there. It's that bit there. I wonder what that's all about. What's in that? Okay. We'll leave that to stand for a minute, and then we'll wash it off. So it's been a minute. Rinse the Permablue off. Pay attention to that section there where it's struggling to cover in there. Give that a dry. I think I'm going to hit it with the air gun again, just to make sure that it's not retaining water in that section, because that could well be, maybe it's causing it to rust a little. Right, it's certainly looking a lot darker than it was before. So the bluing's holding, but is it holding everywhere? That's the question. See there, that little section. Seems to be okay now. But will it be okay after it's dried off? Let's hit it with the air gun and find out. It's quite handy that air gun is to walk. It has these clips that fold down, so if you want to hold it freestand, you can turn it on and then you can work above it and it doesn't move. It's a pretty good design. I like it. What have we got here? Yeah, that's looking good. I think that's a success. Don't think I'm going to bother putting another one on it. This is a similar sort of colour to what it was before. I've polished them both off, and you can see the difference between the one that's been blued and hasn't. Yeah, I like the look of that. I'm happy with that. I think I might try bluing this one next, see how this turns out. Now, I know you bluing experts are going to say that I've missed out some steps, and yes I have, but this is just a spanner that's going to be used for everyday work. It's not a decorative axe head or a really nice hammer that you're going to, use or put on a display and use it as one of your favourite items. It's just a spanner, so I didn't want to use the intermediate steps of rubbing down with wire wool and then sandpapering and bluing and rubbing down and bluing and rubbing down and bluing, going through it 6 or 7 steps. I got the desired effect what I wanted in 3 steps, and that was fine for me. But anyway, thank you for joining me in my video today. I'll be doing another video shortly, probably on some eBay finds that I found recently. Got some good purchases, so please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. See ya!